you're nobody I know. You energize me when my batteries are low. You bring me comfort because you're there. You are my oxygen, my air. When I was lonely, I would pray for something else. When I am with you, I feel glad to be myself. You are the rainbow, I am the storm. When I am hollow, you are warm. You make me happy. 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 You make me happy.
Good morning, Tor.
Morning, Inbal. How are you?
I'm great. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for Predict the Week on a Monday morning. How are you, Tor?
I'm very, very well, thank you. It's been a very busy, very varied week. We're in another new month. Can you believe this is like I think it's the fourth month that we're starting a month on Predict the Week, I think. Fourth one?
Yeah, we started November together, December
Yeah.
together, January, and now February.
That's amazing, amazing. So thank you for joining us for the past about 4 months, and hopefully you'll continue to join us for all the other months. What have you been up to this week?
I have had an exceptionally busy week. I've done lots and lots and lots of press stuff. I've done quite a lot of predictions. I had lots of Zoom readings, which are fast becoming my favorite readings. It's always been like the mini readings because I love typing and I love sort of getting in and out of a reading and sort of doing them one after the other. But the Zoom readings have just been so much fun. I've been getting sort of really in depth into things. And I've got our new wealth oil right here on my hands. So that's been really, really busy. And then last night, all night, I was covering the Grammy Awards for the press. So I was watching the Grammy Awards, typing things about the Grammy Awards, submitting them, and now hopefully they're going to find their way far and wide. What have you been up to?
I've had a very varied week, very busy, a very musical week, which is, obviously my heart. So I've been very busy making tracks that people can do a bit of this too. Very, very exciting. So yeah, that's good. Lots and lots of lovely readings, and I feel like I'm forgetting something, but yeah, it's been a lovely, lovely week.
You had your newsletter out. I received your newsletter, nice and bright on a morning. And I know that you've got a brand new and very exciting episode of your personal podcast coming out, right? Is that what you meant to say?
Yes, that must have been what I was forgetting. Yeah, Weave Your Web Season 4, if you can believe it, launched on Sunday. So there's 2 episodes this month. One is already out. One comes out on the 16th. And if you're not familiar with Weave Your Web, it's a show that gives you tips and hints and tricks to weave your own web to make your life sparkle. There's also a lot of talk on Weave Your Web about how not to get scammed by some of the less scrupulous psychics, shall we say, and how to avoid the social media psychic scams. Sometimes I'm joined by somebody very special called Inbal. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. Inbal has come on a few times. We have a really good episode last season about affirmations, and last year's finale is also a really good one, which features Inbal, and I'm hoping Inbal that you'll come back on again very, very soon.
Absolutely. You don't even need to get to the end of the question. I'm there. I'm there. If you have me guesting, I'm guesting.
You
So,
are guessing. So you can get it in all the poddy places. It's an audio poddy, so it's a really nice one for if you're going to bed, if you're in the car, and the episodes are generally, unless Inbal's on, then it's forever. But because we just talk and talk and talk. One of them that we did together was nearly 2 hours. Do you remember?
I remember. Yeah. I didn't even have a laptop at the time or a social media. It was all sort of set up over in the living room with the
Oh
little
yeah, little
headphones.
headset. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, normally like half an hour episode, so it's kind of it's really good for like a journey or when you're in the shower or something. So yeah, it's really nice to pop on in the background. Sometimes there's spooky stories as well, and I love to hear your spooky stories. So if you go to my website and go to the contact form, let me know your spooky stories.
Amazing. So we've had a very busy week separately, and nature has had a very busy week. As Sandy says, she says, "Good morning, Imbolc blessings." Imbolc has landed upon us. Some say the 1st of February, some say the 2nd of February. I say, why argue about nature and such things? I know that down south, people have been spotting snowdrops. We have had no
Oh,
snowdrops at all. It's still very chilly here, but I saw some purple cyclamens in our borders yesterday,
yeah.
so that was my little excitement. That was my little joy. Also, we went to a playground very near fields, and the stink. So
The
I don't
stu-
know if any of you are farmers, but is now a time for fertilizer? What is going on? Why is everything stinky at the moment? My husband was sidling up to me and he was like, "Is this you?" And I'm like, "You city boy, no."
He's
I'm telling
brave,
you,
isn't he?
it has to be good to be married to me. And so Imbolc is one of the main pagan festivals. It is the time when we see nature starting to return. It's not quite spring yet, but it is what you'd call it Groundhog Day, when you figure out whether the rest of winter is going to be long or short, and the groundhog
Yeah,
tells you.
yeah. In about half an hour, we will be answering your psychic questions. So if you would like a free mini reading here on the show, we both look at your questions. Pop them in the chat. Just a little reminder, if you are watching on Instagram, like the beautiful Alison Cheryl, hello, darling. We
Oh, how can
can't
you
get
see this on Instagram? Oh, hi, Seth. I just realized. Thank you.
If you are watching on Instagram, we can't get your messages to screen. So the best thing that you can do is come to the YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and type in Bigfoot Outlaw Grizzly, you'll pop up, you'll see us live, and then we can get your messages to screen. But if you are watching on Instagram and you can't be bothered coming off that app, that's absolutely fine. We love you, we appreciate you, and we can see that you're watching.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being with us either way. So, Aisha, I can see your questions. I've put them in my special folder, and we will get to you in just about half an hour. And so the transition from January to February, from Capricorn season to Aquarius season, and from the waning moon to the new moon to the waxing moon, is sort of quite a big transition in the planets as well, isn't it? Because we're leaving the ambitious, the got it all figured out Capricorn season behind, and now we're like knee deep in Aquarius season that's a lot more bothered about the ideas of right and wrong and destiny. Have you felt a change in the type of readings people have been asking for?
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot more crunch time now. So I had a lot of business readings over the sort of business and year ahead readings over the past couple of weeks, and now it's sort of crunch time. Now it's sort of like, if this person doesn't do this, I'm out the door. If my boss doesn't give me a raise, I'm going to a different company. It's all very sort of crunch time, yeah, sort of deadlines, people really grabbing the bull by the horns, so to speak, and sort of like you say, righting the wrongs of their lives, I think is a really good way to put it. Sort of really going, actually, that's wrong. That's not for me. So if they don't shape up, they're getting the elbow, and it's time to move on. So it's really, really good to see that sort of empowerment in people. Actually, what about you? Has your readings shifted?
Yeah, same kind of thing. So there's been less of quitting jobs and more people going back to work, but going back
Ah,
to work with exactly that kind of vibe that you said, where they'll apply for a job and the job is just offered to them straight away. Or
that's
well, they'll
amazing.
go in for like a contract negotiation. The contract negotiation will go better than what they assumed it would do. So it is exactly that kind of thing. And I think, do you know what it is with the Aquarius season? Because Aquarius season doesn't really care about the money, and that Aquarius season cares about being happy, being fulfilled, and being,
Mhm.
a light in the world. So Aquarius season, if you're stuck in a contract that doesn't suit you, you're just going to go out of there, and and the boss knows, and they can sense that vibe that you are there, you mean business, and you are not scared of walking away. And that
Yeah,
fearlessness, that kind of bad bum, that fearlessness is so effective in creating change and manifesting change. I love that about this season.
yeah, yeah. Would you say that this is a good time for manifesting in general? This sort of
One of
time
the
of
best.
year.
Yeah, for me, one of the best. Why? First of all, just from like living in this world for a while, I find that a lot of businesses, house sales, even like new groups, organizations, and whatever, are too overwhelmed to do anything in January. Come 1st of February, you've got offers on the house, you've got job offers, you've got a new group forming, you've got a new social circle. So if you're already manifesting it, if you're already on kind of the spiritual superhighway, you'll just hit it, at a good speed to kind of ride that crest of change. But also, I really think from a spiritual perspective, from an astrological perspective, there's that sort of devil may care approach for Aquarius season that says, we're either doing this or we're not doing this. I'm not going to keep knocking and knocking and knocking. If this doesn't work, then I'll go next door. And I really think in manifesting, one of the easiest mistakes to make is to say, well, I was manifesting this, so this is where I'm going. Whereas actually the universe goes to you, yeah, but if you just go through that door, it works out so much shorter. So what? And you're like, no, but I manifested this. And the universe is like, yeah, but go, honestly, go there. Go there. It's so much better for you. And I think that that, like I said, the devil may care approach of Aquarius season says, but I manifest this, but wait, this door is a better color. So I'm going to go through this door because I like glitter. And then it gives you some shortcuts in your manifesting. What's your sort of early spring manifesting like? Are you loving it?
Um, yeah, I actually tend to manifest by season. So kind of at the start of each season, I will write a
Oh yeah,
big sort of manifestation list, cosmic order, and that's sort of what I work on, and I'll break it down into parts. So I haven't quite done the spring one yet. I'm still on the winter one.
working on it.
But yeah, yeah, and I'm very much seeing things. happened that I was manifesting from the winter one. So I'm very
Yeah.
much seeing that all kind of coming together now. With the help of your wealth oil, would you like to tell us a little bit about it, Inval?
Yeah. So I've got my wealth oil is over there, but it looks very, very much like my love oil, which is here. So this is my love oil. This is for manifesting love. And it's very sweety smell. It's all just like essential oils and carrier oils, nothing artificial, everything natural. And that's for manifesting love, romantic love, self-love, friendship love, family love, covers the whole thing. That launched like in April. And the
Yeah.
second batch is about to finish. We have, I think, 8 left from batch 2. And the wealth oil is more like minty and basil, not very sweety. And the wealth oil we launched in late October,
November.
early November, something. Was it October? And so
November.
I started using it November. I started
Yeah.
using it straight away, and some huge clients came into my life, and I've not stopped working. I tell you, I was telling somebody else this week that there was a journalist who I like very much, but was just being like super unrealistic. And on the 1st of January, she got in touch with me and she said, "Can you write us a whole horoscope today?" And I was like, "No." And she said, "We understand if you prefer to chill." And I was like, it takes me a few days to write a whole horoscope. Sorry, it's me, but that's how I work. I do write horoscopes. I make sure that I have like several days to write them, because I just don't sort of sit down and write a piece in one go. I need to get sort of creatively charged. And B, she goes, we understand if you just want to chill out. And I was like, I'm fully booked today. It was the 1st of January. And I was fully booked. And I thought at the time, if I'm fully booked on the 1st of January, what's January going to look like for the rest of the month? Well, that's exactly what it looked like. So the wealth oil, because I think the love oil and the wealth oil are both like equally effective. But the love oil, I was already married when I made it. So when we made it, I make it with my friend Amanda. She actually blends it. I bless it. I was already married, so the love side of my life was going all right. The wealth oil, I can tell you that I've never seen anything like it, and I've bought like other people's sort of financial manifesting items. Exhibit A, love it. But I've never seen anything that worked in such a no-nonsense way. It's like, okay, putting a little bit of it on my hands and bam, I have 2 phones, both of them don't stop ringing. The laptop, like everything, and it come from every direction. And it's been, I was going to call it unstoppable, but I certainly didn't try to stop it. I did not try to stop it. If I have to be up every night working, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm signing it right now. I don't even want to have a conversation about it. I'm signing it immediately.
I mixed your 2 oils.
I know, it's so revolutionary. So
Yeah.
did it bring you like a rich boyfriend? when you mix love and wealth, I'm thinking, Onassis. I'm thinking a shipping magnate. Did you
I am
manifest
not at liberty.
Onassis?
I'm not at liberty to divulge such information yet.
Consider yourself liberated. You're amongst friends.
I have never blushed so much on camera in my whole life in show business.
I know, you're blending with your background.
your oils work, and
They
mixing
do.
them works. So
Do you know, this is, for me, it's so revolutionary because I never claim that my way is the best. I just know that my way is the way that's always worked for me. And unless I'm doing like a new moon ritual, full moon ritual, where I have a whole list of requests, I tend to not mix magic. And I
yeah.
also tend to tell people not to mix magic because I
Mm.
think, well, it just, just ask for what you want, get it. Tomorrow, ask for the other thing that you want. But because what you wanted was, a combination, then
Mm.
obviously it would make sense. You baked your own cake out of it. We actually have
Well,
a really good manifesting question, which
mm.
your example might answer. Should I just keep writing what I need on a candle when manifesting? Do you write?
I do write, not yeah, I do write. What I tend to do is I'll put the initial of what it is on a candle with my nail so that it's exactly my energy going exactly into the candle and it's exactly what I want. I'll also put runes in the candle, and what's very, very effective for me is Japanese kanji. So if you're familiar with Japanese kanji, I find that to be very, very good to put on a candle because you can get a lot more in, especially if you're using a more elongated candle. You can get a lot more on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like you can fill that with a book in kanji. Um,
Oh, I'm loving the
but
sound of that.
but what I also do is what I'll also do is, sorry, I was making sure that I had the right cards there, is if I'm manifesting something in particular, I'll use a card which has a word or words or meaning of what I want, and then I'll use a card which is basically telling me that it's coming, that I have it. Okay, so like your wish is granted card, or like the 10 of coins from the tarot, to just really, really affirm it and to really back up the energy of the manifestation spell. So yeah, writing on the candle is a really, really good idea, but beefing it up even further is an even better idea.
Yeah, I'm the same with initials. I'm the same with runes, maybe even a bind rune. I use the back of a match because I like the candle with a match. But I then sort of stand like a good girl, sometimes kneel, and
Mm.
read out the list of everything I want, all the specifics. And I get so specific, not in what I request, but kind of in all my boundaries.
Yeah.
So specific that, you'd need like a whole church candle to fit all of my specifics. It would be a
Yeah.
lot of writing.
And it's good to be really, really specific. It's good to be broad, right? If you need a job quickly, it's good to just put job, right? If that's all you need.
Yeah.
But if you're really looking for like your dream job, write all the specifics, draw the logo of the place that you want to work, be as specific as possible. Both ways work, both ways are good. It just really depends on exactly what you're going for.
Yeah. So you were saying you got the two oils together
Yeah,
and
yeah. So I don't really do as I'm told. So if somebody tells me not to mix magic, the first thing I'm going to do is mix magic.
glug, glug, glug,
But
glug,
what
glug, glug.
exactly? Very good impression of Torv with the oils. This is why I ran out. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to do like a really big manifestation to bring all my heart's desires. So I wanted the work stuff to come, I wanted the love stuff to come, and Torio has been bombarded by both.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is why you don't sleep.
This is why I don't sleep. This is why I've been blushing for 3 weeks in a row on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your work has been non-stop as well. Like, when's the last time you had a day off?
When did I break my leg? December 18th or
Before
something?
Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And even then,
And even then, I was doing readings from the bed with the phone with the leg up on the thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
from the sick bed.
yeah. So shall we do some collective predictions before we get the giggles again?
Let's do that. Have you got
Let's
us
do that.
some numbers? Have you got us some angels? What are we?
I
What are
have
we
all the
treating?
things. I have all the things. So our angel number for the episode, I think this might have been one that we had before, but different keywords were being yelled at me this time. So even if sometimes it's the same number, sometimes the meaning is not always the same. So the angel number is 1331. That's
Okay.
1331. 1331. You can break it up like that if you want. I have actually been seeing that a lot since, yeah. And the keywords with this are really, really interesting. So the first one is major change. So some of us will be expecting, maybe even hoping for, big, major changes. This can be house move, boyfriend, big job change, just something that you would consider a major change is to be expected. And what's really, really interesting with this is that what came along with it was independence.
Oh,
Independence. So it's a lot more about standing on our own this week, standing firm, standing in what we believe in, and not being so reliant on other people. And that's not to say that, we shouldn't ask for help. Asking for help is always, if we need it, is always the right thing to do. And always, always ask your angels for help. By the way, angels won't step in unless you ask them. So if you're getting really frustrated, like, oh, why isn't, my angels dealing with this, you have to ask them. You have to say, please step in. Otherwise, they can't. It's not their job to interfere. There's a difference between helping and interfering, and that's part of the independence, is knowing when to ask for help and when is somebody interfering. Keep somebody a little bit at arm's length if you think that they're interfering a little too much. So yeah, may expect big changes, and be a little bit more self-reliant. So it's not really the funnest of angel number messages that we've had, but I think it's very clear. It's very, very important.
do you know what? Different strokes for different folks. I love independence messages. I love independence messages. It makes me feel like I have more agency.
Mm,
I sometimes, it's just in my personality, because obviously I've got the moon in Sagittarius. Independence is very important for me. And if I have too much support, I feel like this is stopping me from living
yeah,
the way that I love to live. So I am loving that message a lot. Shall I do some tarot message?
sure.
Yeah, I've actually got the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and I'm going to draw 3 cards for everyone. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Looky here. This shows 2 avenues, and you kind of have to choose both, and either one you'll have to fight for. So
Ooh,
if we're talking if we're talking about messages that are not really for everybody and not everybody is going to love, it says that you can choose one way that is like easy money and a lot of sitting down, and you can choose another way where it's kind of hard work but you feel really, really accomplished. And those 2 ways cannot coexist. You've got to
mm.
choose one or the other. Like, quick, without looking, babe, would you choose the easy money or the feeling accomplished, feeling rewarded?
Feeling accomplished. Feeling
Mm.
accomplished. Yeah.
I think that is the correct choice, because that's coming up in wands, and even the fight is coming up in wands. So I feel like that has
Mm.
more going for it, because the easy money could be just one big pay.
Yeah.
And then what are you going to do? Then you're not accomplished. So this could be easy come, easy go. Whereas this, if it's something you're fighting for, you're not going to let go of it. But it
Yeah.
is a choice. And I think it really has to do with the independence, because if you choose the easy money, you're
Yeah.
dependent. Somebody's got to pay you it. Whereas if you
Mhm.
choose to fight for feeling accomplished, well, that's, you're not dependent on anybody except for yourself and your own good sense.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing,
Have you
yeah.
got something else for us?
I have our focus of healing for the week, which follows on very nicely from all of that. It is acceptance.
Oh,
Acceptance. So we're being asked by the angels to, for the focus of healing, to learn to accept things that we can't change. Learn to accept things about ourselves, good and bad, right? I think often people have a hard time accepting good things about themselves more than they accept bad
true.
things. People won't often accept the fact that maybe they're talented or skilled, or that they are capable,
Yeah,
which could hinder some independence, right? Um, so it's really, really about accepting. We can't change other people's behavior, is what I'm being told here, as well. So don't try to accept them for the behavior that they're showing, and we will be much, much happier, because it's easier to disengage from people when we accept them for what they're showing, instead of going, oh, if I give them a week, if I give them a cookie, if I give them some patience, they'll do this. They won't do this and do that, because they're showing you who they are, and it's best to accept it. So a lot of self-acceptance, accept the things we can't change, and accept people for who they're showing you to be.
yeah. Amazing. That's really good. So the information is in your hands and it's your choice to do something about it.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
finally, we've got the astrological ephemeris that shows two big changes going on tomorrow, from tomorrow onwards, basically. So, first of all, Venus, planet of love, is moving from romantic Pisces. Venus was her name.
Oh,
Moving
speaking of
from,
Venus, speaking of
yeah.
Venus, can I just say congratulations to Ayaka Komasu? She's just given birth to her first baby boy. He's healthy, he's born, and if you're not familiar with her, she's best known for playing Sailor Venus in the
Oh,
live action Sailor Moon. So congratulations,
wow.
Ayaka. Sugoi, sugoi.
Congratulations. Oh, what a funny Venus connection. Yeah. So Venus is just moving. That would suit her actually a lot. Venus, which is the planet of love and the home, is moving from romantic Pisces into hyperactive, chaotic Aries. So if that doesn't describe your life being turned upside down by a firstborn, I don't know what does. That is the goodbye to the home, goodbye to anything graceful, anything elegant, um, anything, I suppose, from from the color red and paler, brown and paler, um, and also Jupiter. It's actually kind of yellowish for the first few months.
Yeah.
Jupiter, planet of wealth and generosity, is dislodging itself. It's been in retrograde since, I want to say, yeah, it's not in this ephemeris. It's been in retrograde since, I think, October, maybe later. I think October.
I think
And
October,
now,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
4th of February, tomorrow, it is finally going direct. So
Woohoo!
if you've been waiting on any payments, if you've been waiting on any contracts, if you've been finding that everything around your financial life is delayed, say made an online order and the baseball caps didn't arrive, that kind of stuff, that is finally dislodging. And then Jupiter goes retrograde every year for about 4 months, but then we're going forward until November 12th. So we are cool. Between tomorrow and November 12th, you can make financial decisions. The universe will not interfere with you. So there, we have
Nice
some
to me.
predicting the weekend.
Ooh.
Mm.
I'm really happy with Jupiter finally, going forwards.
Finding
It
its
feels like,
way.
yeah, it feels like it's been sort of constipated for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It
It's
does feel like that.
been reluctant to play ball.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we
Now it's going
talk
to be
about
ball.
shall we delve into our topic?
Yeah. So
Yes.
we want to talk about something that's very close to our hearts, and that is doing things your own way. Last night, the Grammy Music Awards was on, and this hat is what Best New Artist winner Chapel Roan decided to wear, and good on her. Was there anybody else wearing that same hat? Absolutely not. So that's a win. Was she really happy with her hat? Absolutely yes. And that also is a win. And also, of course, walking away with one of the most prestigious awards, Best New
Yeah.
Artist at the Grammys, another huge win. Um, Before we sort of go to the topic, also, I'm almost 100% sure that Beyonce had actually broken a Grammys record for the number of Grammys won by an artist, and is also the first non-white musician to have got the country album of the year award.
Yeah,
So
that's amazing.
yeah, yeah. But she didn't have anything on her head, just lovely blonde hair with her center parting. So, but still, even for that lady to go and decide to sort of pivot into country music, that is her doing what she wanted. Could have gone really well, could have gone really badly, went the best it possibly could go at all. And she walked away with Country Album of the Year. And then, to her huge surprise, also Album of the Year. So
Yeah.
huge, massive success, absolutely unstoppable. And so we wanted to talk about doing things your own way. And that's something that I think really applies to everybody. So, when in your life, Tor, did you have to do things your own way, except for, of course, every minute of every day?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I've always been in a position where I've had to sort of go, if I want to do this, I have to do it, and it has to be my way. Um, I've said on the show before, I grew up in the music industry, and it did get to a point where I was like, no, I'm sick of, standing still behind a microphone belting out like Pavarotti. I want to make, pop records. I want to, prance around a little bit. The same with sort of my psychic career. There was many times where I was sort of doing things that other people weren't doing, like the glitter globes or in magazines talking about fairies. When I first started doing those things, it actually wasn't that common. It's pretty common now. It's pretty common now. The world has changed a little bit. So pretty much all the time, pretty much everything. And there was nobody who looks like a boy singing about boys when I was singing about boys. I was singing Rude Boy, Japanese Boy, Jet Boy, three major songs in my set.
Yeah.
Um,
Even
back
now,
before. Yeah, even now it's still often
even
sort of
now,
hinted at.
slim
Yeah,
on the ground, very, very thin on the ground.
yeah, yeah. And it was like I had to do it that way because it had to be authentic. I say about girls too, I don't discriminate, but I wasn't going to change the lyrics to, be normal or accepted, or because that wouldn't have been right, and I had to do that early on in my career. Um, and
At
when
a
I
very
got
young
some
age.
at a very young age, and when I got some agency, I was like, no, I'm going to sing about boys. I'm going to talk about kissing boys, loving boys, all the boy things. I like boys. What can I say? Um, yeah. So, what about you? I feel like you've been somebody who's always sort of gone against the grain as well. You've always been sort of very the
It's
forerunner of things too. You were like the first through the door at Psychic Interactive. You launched that pretty much. You were the youngest and quirkiest, for lack of a better term, on things like Mystic Challenge. And I feel like we, you've spoken about it before, but I feel like even the way your psychic career came about was very much a middle finger to the sort of patriarchy, because you're like, nah, I'm not working here anymore. I'm going to go and start a business and be, a psychic and a TV psychic. And you just went and you just did it.
yeah, it's always been important for me to do things my own way. And I was raised by a very strong mum who always did things her own way within the confines of the time and the place where she grew up. But it's always been communicated to me that it is okay for me to do things my own way. Of course, when I decided that doing things my own way included this, then it was like, oh no, 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 there's boundaries. And I was like, well, yeah, but they're not here. The boundaries are not here. So it's always been really important for me to do things my own way. But even when it came to, as a child, dressing myself, and as a young adult, what kind of places to go out to, or what kind of people to spend time with, or what books to read, or what pastimes. And I had that. It was actually quite funny. I've kind of learned to read tarot from somebody, but then developed by myself with trial and error. So every time this card comes up, somebody cheats, so that's probably a card that means cheating. So a lot of it was self-taught, and it wasn't until, so I would sort of do it myself, and I'd get like letters, like actual written letters from clients, sales before email, that said, nobody reads tarot like you do, and I don't know how you get it so accurate and how you describe things so accurately. And then I was like, I don't know either. But I did things my own way, and that was normal to me. It wasn't until I got on social media about 6 years ago that I would say, also in my experience, when this card comes up, then these are the things that can happen. That some people would comment and say, yeah, that's not what this card means. And the not in that comment would be so nonsensical to me. That's what it means to me. If it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that to you, it doesn't mean that to me. What does my experience have to do with yours? We're two completely different people, totally different people. It's not like saying that, the word wood doesn't mean metal. It is to
Yeah.
say that my impression of the element of air, when crossed with water, can create, N, B, and C. And in your experience, it creates something maybe different, but maybe I'm right. I've got all these books here, and if what I feel is right for me is not in any of these books, I'll write my own. I don't feel, and I never felt like I have to fit with anybody's idea, with anybody's perception. And even in who I am, it was really important for me, for example, for many years, to be a big girl. And that was my celebration of life, and that was, you know, my fabulosity was really sort of tied very close with it, and it
Yeah.
was my own way, and I loved it. It wasn't like the best long-term plan for me, and that's, you know, something that I had to give up eventually.
Yeah.
But you know, but I think we all have stuff that we have to give up. You know, we all have stuff that we used to like doing that doesn't necessarily sort of work later on in life. But yeah, so if any of you have something that you sort of feel very passionately about, that you would like to um, communicate, that you love doing things your own way, please let us know. Peculiar Dixon says, hello, can I join the live? Wouldn't even know how. And Piz says, can I please ask a question? Absolutely. We're going to get cracking with doing questions in really just a couple of minutes. So send them in. We've got one question that's come in from Aisha, and we've got the space for one or two more. With pleasure, we're going to do you your answers side by side. Aisha is waiting. Mwah! Good, you. Fabulous. You're going to have your question first. So, yeah, Torio, do we want to do Aisha's question now and then give other people a chance to send theirs?
Yeah, let me just backtrack slightly, very, very quickly, just in case somebody sees this. I like one boy. Just in case I get in trouble.
Okay. Yeah. Very, very good. Very good clarification. One door for one boy. It's the same color. You're blushing. It's the same color. You know,
Yeah.
the blush.
Okay, so do we have some questions?
Yeah. So first of all, we have Aisha's question, and she says, did Zaid Mahboob like Fatima Ahmad, or she liked him a lot? Can you clarify this, please? She is my friend. So
Okay.
did he
Can,
like her,
can you read
or
me
did
his name again, please?
his name is Zaid, and
Zaid.
her name is Fatima?
Zaid, like that. I love the name Zaid.
I know,
Such a
it's so
strong
good.
name.
Powerful. I love that Z on the start.
Mm. No, not really. Not really. She liked him. She liked him, but he is very, very much on the fence about her. So what they're saying to you is, if you are still interested in Zaid, don't stop pursuing him, because there's a wave of affection from him toward you, my lovely. But in terms of him liking Fatima, no, not really, not really. She would be like a fourth or fifth choice.
Exactly. If that.
Yeah,
If
if
that.
that, if that.
If
What do you have, sweetheart?
Yeah. So I feel like he finds Fatima kind of creepy. He thinks, like, you know, when you look at her, you can't tell, is she 16? Is she 40? What's the deal with her? So he finds her to be a bit, don't tell her I said that, but I'm just quoting him. He finds her to be a little bit like odd looking, doesn't like that, and that she says things like how he feels like old people talk. No disrespect to old people. We love old people here. We're
We
equal
do.
opportunities show, but he doesn't. So he finds that she's just a bit like somebody's mum, is how he sees it. Whereas she likes him, yes, she likes him, but if another guy went past, she would like him too. Fatima, she's
Yeah,
not picky. She's not
yeah,
picky.
it's very much, yeah.
She'll go.
Pul
She'll go with
Pulse,
the flow.
yeah, Pulse and the equipment she likes. That's, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So neither of them are really a threat to your story with him. Neither of them is a threat. He doesn't like her at all. He finds her a bit off-putting. She likes him, but she'll also like, his brother, his cousin, whatever may happen. She really wants to be with somebody. Details unimportant and unnecessary for her at the moment. Whoever will take her, she'll go. And again, no disrespect. Some people just love the idea of a relationship, and that is cool too. Good luck to Fatima in finding somebody exactly like her. So I've got to tell you something really, really hilarious. But it involves people we both know, so I'm going to have to sort of change the settings and the names and literally everything. But I was once at a wedding of a friend of ours, and there were people there from lots of different communities. So I was like with one lot of friends, and there was like other lots of friends. Anyway, there was this girl there. She's about my age. I was, I think, with my ex, but we weren't really getting on and that. And I was like, no one ever wants to date me. And she was like, really? She's like, I'm always getting proposals. People are always proposing to me. And I was like, wow. How? But, I didn't say how out loud, but I thought, I'll keep an eye on the girl. What does she know that I don't know? She must know something. You know what she knew? She knew how to go for the mingiest guy in any single situation. And towards the end of the wedding, she was walking hand in hand with a guy that really sort of in the worst event of like a nuclear holocaust on the whole world, I would still be like, no, I like my space. I'm going to stay single if it's just you and me. So they're kind of walking around hand in hand. And that's when I understood her secret. No standards, like Fatima.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was funny. Oh, wow. So we've got a couple of comments from Aisha saying, Zayd proposed me. And she told me she had a casual with him. And no, exactly.
No,
I'm like, I'm so no all over this. Like my no is a capital N, a capital no, and then a lot more other no's. And Aisha says, she have created so much drama in my life. Babe, I'll just say that to you as a friend and as a girl. People that create drama in your life are like the worst friends. The worst. Oh, what have you got there? No. Can you see? I'm going to put you full screen. Wait. I'm putting Tor full screen.
No. That's it.
Please,
no.
Don't worry. Yeah. Don't worry about Fatima. She's just,
Oh, she's a Raven liar. Do you know what? I've just got the whole Raven liar energy from her come in, and it's absolutely irritating me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Piz has sent one question, but then I think changed it to say, and that's the final question that we're doing because we're coming up to an hour. So Piz says, actually, will things change for me in a good way? After my last girlfriend, I kind of saw how much weird stuff is going on. Don't send swears to the screen. I don't want to get banned. How much weird stuff is going on? How much weird doo-doo is going on? I'm going to take this off the screen, but we're going with, will things change for me in a good way? Let's see. Oh, I don't even know how to take it off the screen. There we go. Will things change for Piz in a good way? In a good way, but a weird way. Shall I jump in?
Yeah.
No, I want I want to jump in because I love weird. It says things are going to change for you in a good way, but a weird way. You're going to be like, yeah, this isn't exactly what I wanted. This, just like we said at the very, very start of the show, I'm not sure if this is exactly what I want. And go with it. Go with it because you're going to feel like, no, I'm looking for someone to date. I'm not looking for somebody to just be a mate. I'm looking for somebody to fall in love with. I think this person coming into my life is just friendship. It's just friendship. Bigger and better than you have fallen for their bestie. And I feel like this is what's going on. So we're starting with like a friend around, maybe even someone you know or that you used to know. We're starting with a friend around, and then Eros's arrow, is it Eros with the arrow? The little angel, the little god that sort of shoots arrows of love that make people fall in love with each other. The arrow gets you in the heart, and you fall in love with the person that you least expect, and it is gorgeous. It is like movie gorgeous. So what have you got there, Tor? I'm dying to know.
The same.
It's
It's exactly
Go
the
on.
same. The angels are asking you to remain positive. Okay, if you don't mind me saying, sometimes you kind of go 2 steps forward, happy, happy, positive, positive, do, and then you go, oh, F word, down, right? So it's like happy, and it's like a little pattern with you. Okay, so they're saying try not to keep repeating that little pattern, because see, this is the hump in the road that people don't like in law of attraction stuff. We kind of need to take responsibility for a lot of the stuff that's going on, right? We kind of need to go, okay, this pattern is happening, I can control it, etc. and so on. And a lot of people don't like that.
Cupid.
Cupid.
Is it Cupid
Yeah.
in Roman and Eros in Greek?
It's Cupid in Greek. Yeah. No, it's the
Is
other
it
way
Cupid
around.
in-
Yeah,
I think it's
Cupid in Greek.
Eros in Greek because Eros sounds more Greek in my ear.
Oh, okay. Maybe, well, I'm wrong then.
Because Roman stuff needs to be able to take an Cupid. Oh no, I'm making up languages.
Okay. So anyway, that little pattern, we need to watch that. We need to quash that. And what a really good thing to do, what a really good little exercise to do for this is when you start to feel that washing machine spirally brain, think of something funny, right? So for me, what I do is I could quote Friends, and so could Inbal, back to front and forward and sideways, and there'll be something that will tickle me, and I'll keep that. So when I start to feel spirally, I'll start cracking up at something from Friends. I'll play it in my mind. But if you're not the sort of person who can fully visualize like a TV scene, just put it on. You know, we live in a really, really good time for this at the moment, because all the shorts, all the reels are, you know, are those scenes, right? But there is going to come a point, basically what Inbal was saying, where you're going to have to admit your true feelings to yourself, because there's going to be a situation where you're like, do I like this person? Don't I like this person? Should I like this person? Are they exactly who I was trying to bring in? Oh, wait, they are. And so you're going to have to sort of have a bit of a word with yourself. And again, you're going to hate me. Again, it's a bit of a pattern. It's a bit of a pattern where you kind of do this. You kind of like, you're back and forth with how you feel about somebody. Need a little bit more consistency from you in general. And yeah, when you get those spirally thoughts, think of something funny. It's a really, really good, it's a really, really good technique. It works. It works.
Amazing. Yeah, Piz says, I get exactly what you're saying fully. It says, I'll shut right down, man. You're right. Amazing. Right. We're all out of time. So we'll do the rest of your questions next week. We will see you here. And what will be the 10th of February, 9 a.m. UK time. Tor, have an amazing day. Everybody, have an amazing day.
Have an amazing day. See you next week. Don't forget to subscribe.
They say you're normal, but you're nobody I know. You energize me when my batteries are low. You bring me comfort because you're there. I would